Suni Lee has made her decision about her future at Auburn and on the Olympic level. Let's talk about her announcement today and her decision, what it means for her, but also what it means for Auburn Gymnastics. Before we do that, we always want to remind you to smash the like button if you enjoyed this type of content. And as you're watching or listening today, be sure to drop a comment below in the comments section. It'll help enter you into our current giveaway that we have going on right now. And I always want to thank members of our booster club like Elizabeth Owen, who help produce videos like this. Before we jump into what it actually means, we actually got to talk about what the announcement was today. So what I'm going to do is let you see Suni Lee in her own words, an abbreviated part of a clip that she posted on her social media account.
Competing for Auburn University has always been a dream of mine, and a dream that rose in tandem with going to the Olympics. I've learned so much about myself, true teamwork, and about community during my time here. With that being said, this will be my last season competing at Auburn University. I'm so excited to share that after this season, I will be returning to elite gymnastics. I have my sights set on Paris in 2024, and I know what I have to do to get there.
There you have it straight from her. Suni Lee will have her last collegiate season at Auburn in this upcoming year to now concentrate on the 2024 Olympics in Paris, France. Now, to be completely honest, if this took you by shock, it shouldn't have. This has pretty much always been the unspoken expectation. We all knew there was a timeline of when the next Olympics was going to come around, and the stardom level that she launched to in the Tokyo Olympics, you would only expect her to return there and compete once again for her country. I think a lot of us in the Auburn family had an outside hope that there would be some magical way where she could manage the two things, still getting ready for the Olympics while still competing for Auburn. But most people would say that's probably not something that you can reasonably do because of the level of training, the time for which it takes for the Olympics alone. And when you couple that with the amount of effort and training that it takes for collegiate gymnastics and different sort of styles and things that they have to do to prepare for those two different things, they just probably wouldn't mesh that well. So this is something that shouldn't be that shocking to you. But now that we have the news, the big questions that we need to ask are what it means. What does it mean for Suni? What does it mean for Auburn? Well, let's start with Suni right now. So we obviously know the big thing here is this is her last season. So make it for all it's worth, right? You already have SEC titles, individual national titles at the college level. I think she's probably going to be favored for maybe at least one or two more. It'll be really exciting to see, can she repeat the success she had in those certain areas this year and add on top of it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of pressure on her as well with it being her last season. You know how that's going to be somewhat emotional for her, as I can imagine. But let's also take the flip side of it. It's going to be nice for her to kind of have a swan song in college level and then kind of put that to bed and focus holistically on what she needs to do for the Olympics. Listen, we're all Auburn fans here. We all have that interest in mind first, but we're all Americans too, and we want to see our USA team do really well. And let's be honest, we need Suni Lee to be a part of that. So that's something that we're gladly willing to step aside from. We just really want her to continue to be part of our little Auburn family, and I think she will. Most people think that when you move off from the Auburn family, meaning like you're not part of a team or anything like that anymore, that it somehow ends. We all know that if you're part of this, you know it never ends for you. And one other thing for what it means for her that I was kind of thinking about, it'd be really cool. Now, this is just speculation on my part. I have no information to say that she would do this, but I'm thinking of former great Auburn athletes that left a little bit early or didn't finish their collegiate careers here and came back after they did what they needed to do at the professional level. I'm thinking of people like Cameron Newton, Tim Hudson, or some recent examples of that. It would be really cool to have her come back after she's done what she needs to do on the international level of gymnastics and finish her degree. She only had 2 years at Auburn, so freshman and sophomore year. I don't really know where she is in her classes and things like that, but that would be a really cool storyline to come back to in maybe a decade and just kind of see that again and celebrate her all over again for a new reason. All right, now for the Auburn Gymnastics fans out there, what does it mean for our program? What does it mean for us? Yes, it sucks that this is the last season that we're going to be able to celebrate, that we're going to be able to follow her collegiate career with us attached to it. That's just bittersweet in and of itself, but it's going to increase the excitement level for this season already. If you have not, go buy your tickets. The season tickets I think are already sold out, but if you've got tickets, I wouldn't say give them up to people because I know some of you are probably going to want to sell those things because people are going to want to come see Suni. It's going to be the most accessible opportunity to do so for a certain price. So get them while you can. Go see Suni Lee while you have the opportunity to do so. The other thing for Auburn in terms of what it means is this going to be a championship run just like last year? We talked a lot about her individual opportunities at the SEC and at the NCAA level to repeat or increase her, accolades that she has in terms of championships, but in terms of a team national title. We made the Final Four last year, and a lot of the same cast is going to be back, especially when you got a name like Darian Goborn, who decided to come back for an extra year to compete alongside Suni Lee. So you got to think this is still poising the Auburn Tigers to not only make the Final Four, but maybe make that extra push to be the number 1 or number 2 team in all of the nation. And the last thing for what it means for Auburn Gymnastics program is this is not the end once she leaves. I think a lot of people read that headline and are like, oh my goodness, we're not going to be good anymore. You tend to forget that Auburn Gymnastics has been pretty good for quite some time under head coach Jeff Graba, and that's not going to change without Suni Lee being here or being here at all. They're going to continue their progress that they have made over the last few decades of getting better and better and attracting bigger and bigger names. There's a lot of that's happened in the last recruiting cycle. So yes, it is going to be awful not to have her after this season, but it is not the end of the world. Let's just relish this for what it is right now and maybe make that championship run that's possible. So those are my thoughts about Suni Lee announcing that she will be ending after this 2023 season with Auburn Gymnastics. Very excited for her future, and we're very thankful for her time that she spent here and look forward to this last season together with her. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments section below on your way out. Also, smash that like button if you enjoy this type of content. It will help the video, and it'll also help by you subscribing. You will enter yourself into that subscriber giveaway that we'd mentioned earlier by subscribing to this channel. Check out the links in the description for ways you can help support our content. And as always, we thank you for spending some time here with us at E2C Network, where we share the whole of the Auburn experience. War Eagle.